From time capsule to digital preservation. Alright class, now today we're going to... Mrs. Nelson, what's that? Let's go check it out. What are they doing, Mrs. Nelson? Why, they're digging up a time capsule. What's a time capsule? Mrs. Jones' third grade class did a preservation project 25 years ago and buried a time capsule. That's a box of treasures from children your age to preserve what was important to them back in 1987. Why, they're digging up the time capsule today. Now let's go back to our seats. What kind of treasures? Maybe it was an iPod or a laptop. No, they didn't have those back then. Well, let's see. There was a class photo, a ribbon from the third grade spelling bee, a videotape of The Princess Bride, and a cassette tape of Michael Jackson's Bad. And I also believe there was a copy of the newspaper from the Iran-Contra scandal. Well, what's a cassette tape or a videotape? Mrs. Nelson, can we make a time capsule? What would we put into a time capsule? Music! My favorite book. Photos of my friends. Alright class, I think that's a good start. And what about a copy of the newspaper from today? How about you bring your favorite music, books, and photos tomorrow, and I'll bring a container. But Mrs. Nelson, my favorite music's on an iPod. And I have my favorite book on an e-reader in my backpack. I have photos of my friends on my cell phone. And we can save the newspaper from the website. Class, why don't you go and get all your treasures and we'll make a digital time capsule. I have Justin Bieber on my iPod. And I have a book on my Kindle. And here's some pictures of my friends. Bring that iPod over and tell me what music we should have. It's the one called Belieber. Why don't we rename it by the artist and the title of the album so that you'll know what music it is 25 years from now? Which book do you want to save? Turtle in Paradise. Alright students, pay attention. See how the digital file gives you information about the book? There's the file name, date, file type, and file size. Can you tell me which photo you want to preserve? My besties. Now, the best thing to do is to add your friends' names so you can rename the file. So when you open the time capsule in 2037, you know who they are. That's Alexis and Jay. Mrs. Nelson, I pulled today's paper on the internet. How should I save the paper? Well, you could do a screenshot or save it as a PDF. And both are good ideas, but today we're going to save an HTML file with today's date and the name of the paper as the file name. Now class, now that you've saved these files onto your desktop, let's create your time capsule on a flash drive for each of you to keep. See you tomorrow in class. Hey son, what did you learn in class today? Preservation.